In the unceasing flow of modern life, people seem to be living very fast yet are scarcely present. We wake up with minds already racing ahead into a long day, immersed in plans, in worries that have not yet happened, in old memories that have not yet settled. We eat without truly knowing that we are eating, walk without feeling our steps, speak without listening to ourselves. Life passes like a fast-forwarded film, and at some point, we suddenly startle and ask, have I truly lived? It is precisely at the moment when that question arises that the power of awareness begins to reveal itself. Awareness is not a distant concept reserved only for meditation halls or hours of sitting silently. It does not require us to leave the world behind, nor does it force us to become someone else. Awareness is the ability to return, to fully recognize what is unfolding in this very moment, within the body, within emotions, within the stream of thoughts, and within each small contact of everyday life. With awareness, we begin to see ourselves more clearly, to see more clearly the way we are living, and from there, the door to inner freedom gradually opens. Most human suffering does not come from external circumstances, but from the absence of inner recognition. When there is no awareness, we react according to old habits, according to psychological imprints accumulated from the past. A careless word can become a sharp blade, an indifferent glance can be interpreted as an insult. We do not truly see the person in front of us, but only the image constructed by our own minds. Awareness helps us pause before being swept away, helping us realize, this is an emotion arising. This is a thought in operation. Simply seeing this clearly is enough for the power of blind reactions to begin to weaken. In daily life, awareness is like a small lamp lit in a dark room. It does not dispel darkness through opposition, but through the light of understanding. When we wash dishes with awareness, we are not only cleaning the dishes, but also soothing our own minds. When we listen to others with awareness, we do not only hear their words, but also touch the deeper feelings behind them. Each familiar action, under the light of recognition, suddenly becomes vivid and profound. Awareness is also the bridge that helps us return to the body, the first home. Yet the one most often forgotten. We usually live in the head, in thoughts, in endless stories about me and mine. The body is noticed only when it aches or becomes tired. With awareness, we begin to feel the breath, the heartbeat, the stretching and releasing of muscles, the contact of our feet with the ground. These seemingly simple sensations carry a deep healing power. Because they draw us back to reality, where life is truly happening. The miracle of awareness is that it adds nothing new to our lives, but simply helps us see clearly what has always been there. Joy is not somewhere far away, it is present in a quiet morning, in a warm cup of tea, in a gentle moment of exhalation. But because of a lack of recognition, we have walked past these moments as if they were insignificant. With awareness, we begin to realize that happiness is not a destination in the future, but the quality of presence in the present. Awareness does not make life perfect, but it makes us more genuine. We will still face difficulties, loss, and anxiety, but the way we stay with them will be different. Instead of fleeing or resisting, we learn to look directly, to breathe with them, and to understand deeply. In that very process, wisdom and compassion are naturally nurtured. We become gentler with ourselves, and also more tender toward others. In a world full of noise and agitation, awareness is an act of courage. The courage to pause when everything is pushing us to go faster. The courage to listen when we are accustomed to speaking. The courage to live fully with what is, instead of endlessly chasing what should be. And from that very courage, a life that is deep, meaningful, and serene begins to take shape. To open the door of awareness is not to step out of life, but to step into life more fully than ever before. Right here, within the most ordinary things, the power of recognition is waiting to be awakened. And when it is awakened, each ordinary moment can become a path of awareness. When awareness begins to quietly weave its way into daily life, the first thing that changes is not external circumstances, but the way we relate to ourselves. We gradually realize that most of the time, we are not truly living in the present, but are being pulled along by an endless stream of thoughts about the past and the future. The past carries regrets, wounds, and memories that have not yet been healed. The future is laden with anxiety, expectations, and fears about things that have not yet happened. Between these two currents, the present moment, the only place where we can truly live, is often forgotten. Awareness is the art of returning, helping us settle into the moment that is unfolding, where mind and body are brought into unity. In everyday life, the power of recognition reveals itself most clearly through very small things. When we become aware of our breathing during moments of tension, just a few slow and deep breaths are enough for the entire nervous system to begin to calm down. When we recognize anger forming within us, we have the chance to pause before words or actions that cause harm are spoken. That moment of recognition is like a precious space, where we are no longer controlled by unconscious habits. It is precisely this space that brings freedom, a kind of freedom that does not depend on whether the world changes or not. Awareness also helps us see the true nature of emotions. Instead of labeling them as good or bad, we learn to observe them as phenomena that arise and pass away. Sadness comes, stays for a while, and then sadness also leaves. Anxiety appears, creating a heavy feeling in the chest. But when seen through the light of recognition, it is no longer as frightening as before. We understand that we are not that emotion, we are simply the one who is aware of the emotion. This subtle distinction brings a profound inner strength, helping us no longer be swept away by each psychological wave. In relationships, awareness acts like a clear mirror. With recognition present, we begin to see clearly how we listen to others, or more precisely, how we often do not listen. We realize that many times, we are only waiting for our turn to speak, or are silently judging, comparing, or rebutting in our minds. When awareness is present, we truly show up for the other person, listening not only with our ears but with our whole heart. That full presence has the capacity to heal invisible distances that ordinary words cannot reach. One of the most important aspects of awareness in daily life is the ability to recognize unconscious patterns. We live by habit more than we think. The way we react to criticism, the way we seek validation, the way we avoid pain, all of these are programmed from a very early age. Without recognition, we repeat these patterns over and over again, and then wonder why life does not change. Awareness helps us look directly at these loops, not in order to blame ourselves, but to understand. And when understanding is present, transformation naturally occurs. Awareness also deepens our experience of life's meaning. We begin to ask not only, what am I doing, but also, how am I living? Work, success, and goals are still there, but they are no longer everything. We realize that the quality of each moment is more important than the quantity of what we achieve. A single day lived in awareness, even if simple, can bring a sense of wholeness greater than an entire year lived in unconsciousness and haste. In the context of modern society, where distraction has become the default state, maintaining awareness is an ongoing practice. Phones, social media, and constant news continually pull our attention outward. The mind becomes fragmented, never resting in one place. Awareness does not require us to abandon that world, but invites us to use it consciously. Knowing when to stop, knowing when to be silent, knowing when to return to the breath and the body, this is the expression of wisdom in modern life. As recognition becomes more stable, we begin to sense a peace that does not depend on external conditions. This peace is not loud or showy, but it is very enduring. It is present even when life is turbulent, because we no longer completely identify with those fluctuations. We live in the midst of life, yet are not swept away by it. This is the core value that awareness brings. The ability to live deeply, clearly, and freely within each ordinary moment of daily life. When awareness has been cultivated long enough, it no longer stops at helping us observe thoughts or emotions, but gradually becomes a foundation for living. We begin to realize that awareness is not something we do as an extra effort, but a natural state that arises when we no longer resist reality. In that state, life is no longer divided into pleasant moments to cling to and unpleasant moments to eliminate. All experiences are received with the same attitude of clarity and openness, and it is precisely this that gives rise to deep inner maturity. A subtle expression of awareness is the ability to remain at ease with uncertainty. Most tension in life comes from our constant desire to control, to know in advance, to ensure that everything will unfold according to our wishes. With awareness, we realize that uncertainty is not an enemy, but the natural nature of life. We learn to relax into the unknown, to trust our own capacity for adaptation and inner wisdom. This ease does not come from having every question answered, but from no longer being obsessed with the need to have immediate answers. In work, awareness brings an entirely different quality to effort. We still work diligently, but we are no longer driven by fear or the urge to prove ourselves. With recognition present, we work with deep concentration, one task at a time, rather than scattering our energy across too many things at once. We also more easily recognize when it is time to pause and rest, instead of forcing ourselves beyond our limits. This very balance allows effectiveness to increase in a sustainable way, while also protecting mental well-being in a world that constantly emphasizes speed and achievement. Awareness also opens a new dimension in how we face pain. Instead of trying to avoid it, conceal it, or numb our feelings, we learn to stay with pain in full presence. When suffering is seen and allowed to exist, it begins to transform. We realize that most pain does not come from the experience itself, but from our resistance to that experience. Awareness is like an open space, where pain can gradually dissolve in understanding and compassion. On this journey, the relationship with ourselves becomes more important than ever. Awareness helps us hear the inner voice that was previously drowned out by external noise. We begin to recognize our deeper needs, the boundaries that need to be respected, and the values that truly matter to us. From there, decisions in life become clearer, no longer relying too heavily on comparison or the expectations of others. We live more in alignment with ourselves, and that very alignment brings a sense of wholeness. Awareness also naturally nurtures gratitude. When we are truly present, we begin to see things that we once took for granted. A day without incident, a simple meal, a restful night's sleep, all become precious gifts. This gratitude is not a forced attempt to think positively, but the result of seeing reality clearly. When we see clearly, we no longer demand that life be different in order to allow ourselves to be happy. At a deeper level, awareness changes the way we view the self. We gradually realize that the image of I to which we cling is in fact only a collection of stories, memories, and social roles. With recognition, these stories no longer completely govern our actions. We become more flexible, less defensive, and more open to change. This does not make us lose our individuality, on the contrary, it helps us live more authentically and vividly. In communal life, an individual who lives with awareness creates a quiet yet far-reaching influence. Their peaceful presence can soften a tense atmosphere, their sincere listening can open dialogue, and their conscious responses can inspire others. Awareness thus is not only a personal path, but also a practical contribution to society, beginning with the smallest interactions. Looking back, we can see that awareness does not promise a life without suffering, but it offers a way of living that is not dominated by suffering. We still walk amid the ups and downs of life, but with eyes wide open and a steady heart. And it is in each of those mindful steps that the silent power of recognition continues to guide the way, transforming ordinary days into a journey of living with depth and meaning. As the journey of awareness gradually deepens, we begin to recognize a truth that is very simple yet profoundly significant: life has never required us to become someone else. Most suffering arises from not seeing clearly enough what is unfolding within ourselves and around us. Awareness, therefore, is not a path to search for a different life, but a path to live fully the life we already have. Even in the most ordinary moments, the power of recognition is quietly present, waiting for us to return and touch it. With awareness, we no longer live like someone lost in our own lives. We begin to recognize where we are, what we are feeling, and how we are thinking. From that clarity, a sense of inner settling gradually takes shape. We no longer have to chase every external fluctuation, no longer be swept away by emotional ups and downs. Even though life continues with its many challenges, we now have a stable inner anchor, this very mindful presence. Awareness teaches us that happiness does not lie in controlling everything, but in the ability to open our hearts to what is happening. When we stop resisting and stop judging, we begin to live more lightly. Every experience, whether pleasant or difficult, becomes a teacher. We learn patience from moments of waiting, compassion from times of hurt, and wisdom from our stumbles. All of it becomes nourishment for inner growth. The most precious gift that awareness offers is not the feeling of being always okay, but the ability to stay with ourselves in every state. When we are sad, we know that we are sad. When we are joyful, we cherish the joy without fear of losing it. When we are tired, we allow ourselves to pause. This honesty and gentleness help us build a healthy relationship with ourselves, the foundation for all other relationships in life. In an increasingly noisy world, where people are easily measured by speed and achievement, living with awareness is a profound choice. It is the choice to return to the core value of life itself, where each moment has its own inherent meaning. We do not need to do anything extraordinary to make life worth living. Simply being fully present with what is makes life naturally profound. Awareness does not end at any particular point. It is an open journey, where each day is an opportunity to look more deeply, understand more clearly, and live more truthfully. There are days when we are mindful, and days when we lose ourselves again in familiar routines. But each return, each moment of remembering, is a step forward. No need for perfection, only sincerity with our own journey. If these reflections resonate with you, take a little time to listen again to yourself in this very moment. What are you feeling right now? Are you living fast, or are you truly living? And if you can, please leave a comment sharing your feelings, experiences, or reflections on awareness in daily life. Those shares not only help the channel grow, but may also become a source of inspiration for others who are walking the same path. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel to continue accompanying us on deeper journeys into awareness, mindfulness, and inner life. Each video is a gentle invitation to return to yourself, where peace does not need to be sought anywhere far away.